It's official. UFC 281 in New York got a huge fight between Michael Chandler and Dustin Poirier. See who fighters are picking in the latest edition of MMA Pros Pick.
Honestly, I'd probably say Dustin, just because Mike kind of explodes right out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'll probably say Dustin. But this is not a normal fight. Dustin seems a little emotional about this fight. And I know the dog in Dustin Michael Chandler can bring out that dog in Dustin and end up clipping, but end up if he tries to draw him into a slug out where Dustin actually gets hit sometimes, I wouldn't recommend he get punched by Michael Chandler.
For sure, Michael. And if he touched the good punches, he have really strong punches.
Yeah, this is maybe the one out of all the ones you've mentioned that I'm most excited about. Both of these guys are just dynamite. You know, they're always in entertaining fights that are fight of the year candidates. I'm excited. It seems like there's some animosity in there that I'm sure will carry over into the fight. Dustin might be one of the best boxers in MMA. Chandler's wrestling and explosiveness and, you know, showing his kick game and all of his work under Henry Hoof has been very impressive. I'm going to go with my buddy Dustin on this one, though. I'm going to always cheer for Dustin, and I hope he gets his hand raised.
Man, that is going to be that's one of those fights that like literally can't be boring, right? Like Stylebender versus Pereira. There's a possibility where that fight kind of like ends up being a dud because they just respect each other so much, but Poirier versus Chandler, that can't, you know, someone has to go down. And, you know, I think it's got to be, I see Michael Chandler getting finished in that one, you know, just because that's Michael Chandler's style. And I think Dustin Poirier is a little bit more durable than he is. So, you know, it's going to be a great fight, but I think Dustin Poirier comes out on top.
Chandler, I'm always so high on. I think he's awesome, but I'm not sure he can get it done against a guy like Poirier. I feel like Chandler hasn't gotten it done against the best guys, and Poirier's one of the best guys. He will not be intimidated by Chandler. He won't be intimidated by the athleticism. He's just going to do his Dustin Poirier thing and walk him down and land shots, and I think Poirier will get a win.
Man, that's a tough one as well. Let's go Michael Chandler. I'd like to see Michael Chandler get a win over Dustin Diamond Poirier.
I'll go with my man. I just met him too, so I have to go with my man Chandler. But honestly, that's a really good fight. And I do genuinely think Chandler can take it. I think he does really good. Like, it seems to me that he throws a lot longer than people think he would, right? Because he is a shorter guy, but he's not afraid to brawl. He's got big power. And I think with his hands, even though he might kind of hang that lead hand a little bit, you know, he doesn't stay like super high and tight and traditional. He comes down the middle a lot more than Poirier does. Poirier tends to like throw a lot of hooks. He has a good jab, but you know, once he starts getting in the middle, I think he kind of circles a lot of his punches. Not that they're sloppy, but you know, straight lines always beat a circle. And I think Chandler can get inside and do some damage. And especially if he goes to the ground, I think he can land a few takedowns and secure those rounds and come away to the victory.
Man, everybody know I'm a Chandler fan. It's like my favorite 55er. So I like Poirier too, but Chandler, man.
That is an awesome fight. On the feet, Dustin handles it, but I can see Chandler. It all depends on what type of dumbass Chandler wants to be. Like, if he wants to fight the way he fought Gaethje, Dustin Poirier wins that fight 10 out of 10 times. If Chandler comes out and fights like he did, say, versus Eddie Alvarez back in the day, where he mixes up his wrestling and his striking, I can see Chandler beating Dustin Poirier for sure.
Oh, shit. Poirier.
Oh, man, that's a tough one, bro. I'm a fan of both of those. I think who wins that fight is the fans. The fans is winning that one, boy.
Justin Poirier and Michael Chandler. Poirier will get the win. I think he's a better fighter, and I think he's gonna get the win.
Poirier.
I give it to Dustin. I think he eats shots a little bit better, and I think there's less read to his punches, and once Dustin gets his hands going, once you're hurt, he really knows how to put it on. And we saw how Charles put it on him after he had him hurt. So I just see Dustin getting a knockout like the third period.
I'm going to give that to Dustin. I think that Chandler is a very explosive and powerful guy, and he has some good technique. But I think that if you can get past his power and his explosiveness, then you can beat him. And I think that Dustin definitely has that, and Dustin can put people down too. He has some decent hands. I think it might go similar to Gaethje. Yeah, I think it'll go similar. I think that fight will go similar, and I think that Poirier will pull it off in the same fashion.
Great fight, man. That has the potential to be a barn burner. I feel as if the longer that fight goes, the more it's gonna support Poirier. I think that he's a gamer, and I think that he's got a. I think they have like the same size dog in him, but I think Poirier's lasts longer. So I would go with Poirier. I think he's a little more disciplined in the cage as well.
I'm gonna go Dustin on that one.
Oh, that would be a sick fight. I'm gonna give it to Dustin. I think Dustin got like the grappling too, you know, and his striking. I'm gonna go with Dustin.
I always root for Dustin, you know. Like that's what I make of it. Like Dustin's cool as hell, and I always root for him to win. You know, Michael Chandler's a beast, though. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be an exciting fight for sure. You know, because Michael Chandler always brings it, and Dustin's about that life. So Dustin's gonna meet him right in the middle of the cage, and we're gonna see who's gonna win.